Okay, today is February the 27th, 2020, and we're looking at the western U.S. infrared map. And all of us living here in Southern California today probably noticed the skies were completely hazed over. It was a whiteout of chemtrail aerosols. Now let's look here at this map. We can see a very strong moisture field moving in off the Pacific. If we look at the water vapor map, we can see a weather system trying to form right here, and all this moisture is moving right into California, and we can see some blast patterns along this one edge here. This as this moisture field runs into this area of high pressure, which is installed right through here. Now there is zero precipitation on the Doppler map. We should be getting just tons of rain from this tropical flow pattern right into central and southern California. But as we can see here from the Doppler map, just taken here just about 15 minutes ago, there's zero precipitation. And what's very bothersome about this is that nobody in the mainstream media is reporting this. They're not connecting dots. They're sitting there like useful idiots saying nothing. And periodically we'll hear some inference to crazy weather on one of the local NBC affiliates here in the Burbank area, and they'll make some inferences to manipulated weather. But by and large, all these people are part of the deep state. They're working together to prevent the public from learning what's going on with our weather. We have terrorists controlling our weather, and none of this is being reported. So we've been taking an extended break, but we watch the satellite maps every day, and nothing is getting by us. We see that as we've slacked off on making these videos, we see that these weather controllers have gone right back to the same pattern that was plaguing California in from 2011 all the way through 2016, the winter of 2016. So we've watched this happen, and now this drought, the drought mode has returned. We can see, look at this. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 high pressures right here. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 high pressures right off of California. And that, look at 1,033, 1,034, 1032, and 1025, and 1030. So all this weather up here is not getting anywhere near California. And of course, the weather that is getting into California, right here, we can see this gigantic low pressure system winding moisture right into Southern California. And yet there is zero precipitation. Why is that? Well, we have these aerosols are spraying chemical desiccants. A desiccant is a substance that absorbs atmospheric water vapor, and so we know that the chemtrail aerosols contain off the charts amounts of aluminum, nanoparticulate aluminum, and so that would explain why the relative humidity drops substantially. Currently, right now, we have 36% relative humidity with this flow pattern right now at 9:30 p.m. So we've got a temperature of 60 degrees here in the foothills of Los Angeles. Relative humidity is 36%. The dew point is only 33 degrees. And at about 5 o'clock this afternoon, the humidity was at 27%. So this is really quite astonishing to watch this. First of all, this is a gigantic weather system. It looks almost like a developing hurricane. And we've got another huge weather system up here being, we've got the jet stream right there, and we have a low trying to form. We've got high pressure right here, which is bouncing all this. The jet stream is literally being deflected by a high pressure. Let's go back to the infrared map. We can see this giant channel of high pressure built in here, which is separating this warmer tropical flow from the much cooler polar flow, polar flow pattern there on the jet stream. So all of this is separated. We can see that that's a man-made installed high pressure zone there. You can see that here in the water vapor map. And so Southern California, we saw the skies today once again, completely hazed over, very low humidity, hot temperatures. It was almost, I think it was around 81 or 2 degrees where we were today. Not quite as hot as they had forecasted. And tomorrow, Friday, we're being told that we're going to have the same type of weather tomorrow. So it's been 2 months, 8 weeks here in the dead of winter with not really any saturating rain. Now back on February the 22nd, which was a Saturday, we had 9/100ths of an inch of rain. Okay, and before that, we had 0.15 inches back on January the 16th. So this is really nothing. If you add those together, we've got just a little bit over 0.2 inches, 0.24 inches, a quarter inch of rain in our entire winter for the new year. So we had the last substantial rain we had was on the 25th and 26th of December. We had 2.68 inches, and that brought the total up to 8.06. Since that time, we've had really no rain in our winter for this year. It's just not happening. And the reason is because we've got terrorists controlling our weather. We've got over 900, nearly 1,000 videos up on this channel, which are some of the best evidence people will ever see of manipulated weather. And nothing is being done about this. We see the jets up spraying right on cue. We can forecast it just as good as anything. So here it is. There's our weather. There's our winter right here, moving in, and we have the jets spraying and hazing over the upper atmosphere so that the precipitation process won't occur. So once again, we have to have two components for precipitation, rain. We have to have number one is moisture in the atmosphere, which we have here, obviously, moving in. And number two, we have to have lift in the atmosphere. And so these chemtrail aerosols prevent the lift by capping the atmosphere, as I've said hundreds and hundreds of times, and also by drying out the upper atmosphere. These aerosols lower the relative humidity and change the dew point. The dew point is a very important component in weather. It determines the temperature at which water condenses and forms into solid water, which then falls back to the earth. So we've got very low dew points and low humidity as a result of these jets, these specially equipped jets, spraying these aerosols repeatedly, night and day. And once again, don't listen to geoengineeringwatch.org. They're going to tell you that it's all about solar radiation. That's just propaganda. That's all it is. It's confusing the public who are trying to learn the truth. That's every bit as bad reporting as the the New York Times, the Washington Post, and all the rest of it. CNN fake news, MSNBC, CBS, ABC, and all the rest of them. NBC, you name it. Wall Street Journal, Popular Science, National Geographic, all of it is just BS. They're lying. They're not showing the satellite maps on the weather reports at night. The national weather reports are a joke. Cartoon weather. Here it is. This is the government, their own website, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. This is not being shown on television. You got to ask yourself, why is that? Well, there's a good reason for it, because it shows clearly we should be getting many, many, many inches of rain. 3 or 4 inches of rain just from this one system. But there is no rain scheduled for today, Thursday, or tomorrow, Friday, or Saturday. But Sunday, we do have some rain scheduled, like a 53% chance. And here's the Doppler once again. We can see 0 precipitation anywhere in the southwest. This whole area should be green. Now, I have, I've already shown that. Let's look at some of these screenshots from December the 26th. This was a shot over the Edwards Air Force Base area of LA County. This is Palmdale. LA is further south. But these cutouts, these pie-shaped cutouts, are generated by the WSR-88D ground-based microwave radar transmitters. And that transmitter is near Edwards Air Force Base, which is, let's see if I can find it here real quick. Call sign for that one is KEYX, okay? That's the ground-based transmitter near Edwards. And so they use those. They're run by the Department of Defense and the NOAA. Now, most people don't understand that these transmitters have a dual function. We can see that here. They can regulate and precisely regulate how much precipitation an area around this transmitter receives. So let's look at a couple other examples. Here we have the Tucson, Arizona area. Out in the desert, we can see these pie-shaped cutouts. This is where the microwave beam actually literally evaporates the water. It heats and evaporates the water in the atmosphere. And by doing that, they can precisely regulate how much rain, precipitation, happens in a given area. I'll say that again. That's important because there's betting going on in the financial markets. Weather derivatives are an important component in understanding why and how this is all happening. There's financial incentives to control the weather. It's being done right under everybody's noses, and nothing's being done about it. We have to pay fees to the state of California to smog check our cars here in this state. Meanwhile, there are hundreds of jets spraying aerosols to prevent this rainfall that we need. And this has to stop. I'm talking to President Trump right now, and I'm talking to the patriots out there that are in should be taking care of this business, and it's not happening. And we need to know what's going on here. Who's controlling these satellites? We know that there's been some very interesting things with the International Space Station. Someone tried to drill some holes from the interior, on the interior of that satellite up there, that space station, which caused some pressure, or rather depressurization. That may have been a clue to the public, to the world, about something nefarious that may be going on up there. We don't know for sure, but that needs to be looked at. But the people that are controlling our weather and spraying the skies with these aerosols need to be stopped. And that's basically it. So just kind of a briefing. We'll try to get another update here real soon. We're watching the weather every day. And again, we've had barely a quarter-inch of rain in 2 months. And everybody on television, you have a responsibility to yourself and to your viewers. I'm talking to all these stooges that report the weather here in Los Angeles. Start reporting the truth. Show the maps. Show these maps to the public. Okay? We can unite together and get the truth out. And just let the chips fall where they may. Just let it happen. Okay, that's it.